Hello guys, welcome back. This is the perfect dress cutting guide. So what I'm going to be teaching us today from our own book, the perfect dress cutting guide, is a female senator gown. So guys, I want you to make sure you pay attention to this particular class. Make sure you don't skip this video. Make sure you watch it to the end so that at the end of the day you will be a pro in making a female senator. So guys, I want you to make sure you purchase this book at the end of this particular tutorial if you haven't purchased it already. Thanks and may God bless you. Love you.
We are going to be working on a female senator gown. Do you understand? So by me looking at it, this is the image of the gown we are going to be working on. Are you seeing it? This is the front view, this is the front view, and this is the back view. Okay, so we have our measurements. The shoulder is 14 inches, the round bust is 10 inches. If you notice that there is bust here, are you seeing it? The bust length is 10 inches, that is from shoulder to the bust length, while the bust circumference is 35 inches. We have the underbust length is 13 inches, while the round underbust, that is the underbust circumference, is how many? 30 inches. Then we have the hip length. The hip length in this case is 24 inches, that is from the shoulder down to the most protruding part of the hip, which is 24 inches. Now while the hip circumference is 38 inches. Then we have the gown length. The gown length is 35 inches. That is from shoulder to where the gown ends is 35 inches. Remember, we always add extra 2 inches allowance for what? Hemming, which will make it how many? 37 inches. So we are going to be working with a method which I usually use. And that method is the together method. You guys know what I mean by together method? Together method is in a situation whereby you cut both your front and the back together. Remember, our normal method of cutting is the method of when you finish cutting the front, use it and trace the back. Now in this case, we are using together method, which is we are going to cut out the material for the front, cut out the material for the back, place them together, then now draft. After we are done drafting, we now have to use scissors, cut both of them together. Do you understand? That is the method we are going to be using. Okay, so the first thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be folding. That is the first stage. So we are going to be considering two things. In order for you to fold, you have to consider two things. Number one is the highest circumference, which in this case is the hip circumference. Number two is the length of the gown plus extra 2 inches allowance. These are the two things you need to consider before folding. So talking about the highest circumference is the hip. The hip divided by 4, that is 38 divided by 4 is going to give us what? 9.5. So this 9.5, before you fold, you need to add extra 5 inches to it. This is what I usually do. You guys know that that 5 inches is for everything. Both the body allowance, if it's going to have zip at the back, both the zipper allowance and everything. Do you guys understand? So now, 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. 9.5 plus 5 is going to be giving us what? 14.5. So now if you now notice, at the end of the day, notice very well what we have folded already is 14.5. Now there's something I want to let us know. Since it's together method, I would like us to first of all fold the material for the front before we now fold the material for the back. Do you understand? So now let's remove this particular one. We are folding the material for the front. So already what we have here is what? 14.5. We have already folded it. Are you seeing it? So we have gotten this particular one. So now let's measure out the length. Remember I said the length is 35 plus extra 2 inches hemming allowance is how many? 37. So let's measure out for the length. Now look at it. Let's measure out for the length. Are you seeing what we are having here? We are having up to 40, but we have to mark out the 37 inches. So make sure you mark it out into 2 in order to do what? Get a straight line. So when we are done, next thing you need to do is to take your rule and connect. So the next thing you need to do is to cut it off. Are you seeing it? That is preparing the front material. Okay? So we have prepared the front material. You see it? So this one now is the front. Are you seeing it? So we also have to prepare for the back. So in order for you to prepare for the back, all you have to do is to fold the same thing you folded for the width. Do you understand? Then talking about the length, you need to add extra 3 inches allowance to the length. Whenever you're making a senator shirt, add extra 3 inches allowance to the length. Now for men, you can add from 3 to 4. For female, you can just add 3 inches. For me, I usually use 3 inches as the average, both for male and the female. Do you understand? So now 37 plus 3 is going to be how many inches? It's going to be 40. So what do we have here? 40. Are you seeing it? So that means we have body width 14.5 and body length 40. Are you seeing it? So this one now represents the back. Are you seeing it? So we have the front and we have the, look at it, we have the front from here to here 7 inches. We have the back, how many? 40 inches. Is there anybody that did not understand this one? Okay, so when you are done folding, this is the end of the folding process. Are you seeing we are folded both for the front and for the back? So when you are done folding, the next thing that is very important you have to do is what we call the shoulder sloping. The shoulder sloping, as we all know, is, now look at it, there is no individual shoulder that is straight. What do I mean by straight? Starting from this part of the neck, are you seeing that this one is straight? Are you seeing that the actual shoulder here is slanted? Are you seeing it? So the distance from here to here, that is what we want to get here. Yeah? So what I want you to do in order to get a shoulder sloping, look at it. Since the back is 3 inches longer than the front, what I want you to do is to push the front here so that it will be equal to the back. Are you seeing it? Thereby leaving the extra 3 inches allowance at the down part. Are you seeing it? Okay. Then when you are done, make sure you use your pin and then hold it firmly. So after you are done pinning it down, next thing you need to do is to mark out your shoulder. Remember, we are still on the shoulder slope. So the shoulder, as you guys know, is 14. 14 divided by 2 is going to be how many? 7. Are you seeing it? Okay. We are not marking out the shoulder, like we're not drafting it. We just want to cut out the shoulder slope. So on this 7, all you have to do is to step down with how many? 2 inches. 2 inches. For female is how many? 1 to 2 inches. While for male is how many? 2 to 3 inches. Do you understand? So this is a female senator gown. So look at it, 2 inches. So when you are done, next thing you need to do is to connect. Are you seeing from this edge? Connect it down to here. Are you seeing it? Okay. Connect. Are you seeing we have connected it? Next thing you need to do is to cut it off. Now I want to let you know something. See, I'm not cutting only one, I'm cutting both of them out. Do you understand? Okay. Now take your scissors and then cut it out. Okay, so now you are done cutting it out. Next thing you need to do is to unpin. Are you seeing it? When you unpin, now remember that the back is still 3 inches longer than the front. So now look at it. Look at this side. Are you seeing it? It is 3 inches longer than the front. Look at it. Are you seeing it? 3 inches longer than the front. So all you have to do is to take the front down so that it will not be equal at the down part. Are you seeing it? Now make sure you position it very well. Now take your pin and then hold it firm. Okay, so after you are done holding it, next thing you need to do, look at it. Fold this so as for this back side to be touching the front side. Are you seeing it? Some persons do fold it in this form. See, some persons do fold it in this one so that they will fold it so that this one will be at least half inch more than this line. So however you want to do, even if you do it the same or you do it this way, it's all okay. Do you understand? But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm just going to be folding it this way. Are you seeing it? Okay. So now we are done with the shoulder slope. As you can see, we are 100% done. Use your pin and hold it. So next thing we are going to be doing now is that we are going to be marking out the vertical measurements. Do you understand? Let's mark out the vertical measurements. So the vertical measurements are, we already know the vertical measurement. From shoulder to the bust length, from shoulder to the under bust length, from shoulder to the hip length and to the gown length. Okay, so let's start measuring. Please, whenever you want to place your tape, don't place your tape from this side. Do you understand? Place your tape from this side. What do I mean by from this side? It means our normal standard neck width is how many? 3 inches. Do you understand? Fold from that area, 3 inches. Do you understand? Yes. Place your tape from that area. It's very, very important. So, like I said, the bust length is how many? 10 inches. Are you seeing it? The under bust length is how many? 13. The hip length is how many? 24. Then the gown length is how many? 35. Then the rest is for the allowance. So next thing you need to do, guys, is to take your rule and connect, get a straight line like this. Okay. Okay, so now we are done with the vertical measurement point. As you can see, here is for the shoulder, here is for the bust length, here is for the under bust length, here is for the hip length, and here is for the gown length. Here is for the hemming allowance. Are you seeing it? Now, for those that be wondering if there is no waist, please, I want to let you know that waist is not compulsory for you to put the waist, because whether we put the waist or not, by the time we finish connecting everything, the waist will automatically come out there. It will automatically be there. Do you understand? Okay, so the waist is not actually compulsory. We can also put, but I advise you on one thing. If you are imputing the waist here, please make sure you get your measurement 100% correct. Do you understand? Make sure you get it 100% correct. So after this, next thing we are going to be doing, we are going to be constructing the armhole. So in order to construct the armhole, guys, what you need to do is to measure out your shoulder. The shoulder here is 14. So 14 divided by 2 is how many? 7 inches. So mark out 7 inches like this. Are you seeing it? Then add extra how many? Half for the same allowance. Now make sure you mark it out again in order to get a straight line. Then now we are done. Next thing we need to do is to take our ruler and then connect. Please, why connecting? For those that will be asking, at what point are we going to be stopping? Do you understand? Even if you connect to up to this moment, up to this point, it's all okay. But we are still going to get our armhole length. Do you understand? So for those that don't know how to get the armhole length is gotten as whatever you get as your shoulder divided by 2 plus half. What I mean is the distance from here to here, which is how many? 7 and a half. Just make sure you mark 7 and a half here also. Are you seeing? This is 7 and a half. Are you seeing it? Make sure you mark 7 and a half. Are you seeing it? Look at it. So when I use my tape, I think we should also be getting 7 and a half here. Are you seeing it? Okay. So at this particular point, make sure you take your ruler and they connect horizontally like this. Please, I want you to know this particular thing we just done now is one of the methods which you get your armhole length. Another method which we can get our armhole length, you can get it with your bust measurement bar. That is your round bust, the bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. You can also get this. And I think if you try it, it's going to also be very, very close to what we have here. Or exactly. Do you understand? So, still on the armhole construction, all we have to do is from here, make sure you mark a diagonal line 1 inch. Are you seeing it? From here to here, 1 inch. Then get the midpoint of here and here. Are you seeing it? Get the midpoint of 7.5. Then the midpoint of 7.5 is 3/3. Are you seeing it? At this point. Okay, now look at it. So all you have to do, since you have this point, from here, you have this point, you have this point. All you have to do is to connect. So you can actually connect with your free hand, as I am having this marker on my hand. Or you can connect with we have armhole curve, different types of curve sets. Do you understand? We have just different types of curve. We have French curve. You can also use a broomstick to connect. So for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using free hand. Are you seeing it? So connect like this, guys. Are you seeing it? Okay, so this is the armhole. It's 80% completed. So what we are going to be doing now is, I want to let you know something. The front armhole and the back armhole is not exactly the same. So what we have just done now is the back armhole. Do you understand? So let's impute the front armhole. Please, the front armhole has what we call the armhole effect. Do you understand? Armhole effect helps your dress to relax at the armhole region, especially in front of the dress. Sometimes you notice that some dresses, the front part of the armhole is always squeezed and rumpled. So it's this armhole effect that when you effect it on a dress, it helps it to relax at the armhole point. So in order to get this armhole effect, all you have to do is see it here from the midpoint. Are you seeing it? Now place your tape like this. Make sure you step back with 1/2 inch to 1 inch. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be using 3/4. Are you seeing it? From here down to 3/4. Are you seeing it? Now that I've gotten it, all I have to do is to connect. Look at it. From here, connect like this. Then from here, connect back to the original point. Are you seeing it? Okay, so now when we are going to be cutting this now, what I will advise us to do is, now look at it. See what I will advise us to do? As we are going to be cutting it, I will advise us to cut it out like this. Are you seeing? You must not cut out now, but then I just want to let us understand something. Cut both out like this, both of them out like this. Okay? Are you seeing it? Then when you are now done, this armhole effect is only applied in front. When you are now done, all you have to do is to cut out the front armhole effect only. Are you seeing it? Cut it out. Only the front. Are you seeing it? This is how to do it. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is that we are going to be imputing the circumference. That is the bust circumference, the under bust circumference, the hip circumference, and every other thing. So now let's do that. So the bust circumference in this case is 35 inches. So 35 divided by 4 is going to be how many? 8 3/4, 8.75. So let's mark out 8.75. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now when you mark out 8.75, please add your extra 2 inches allowance. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now do the same thing at the under bust. The under bust, which is 30 divided by 4, is going to be how many? 7.5. Mark out extra 2 inches allowance for the. Now do the same thing at the hip. The hip, which is 38 divided by 4, is going to be 9.5. Mark extra 2 inches allowance. Okay, guys. So when it comes to a senator gown, most cases what we usually have is a straight cut senator gown. Do you understand? But that doesn't mean that if you want yours to be an A-line or a pencil senator gown, that it will not be. It will. In fact, anything you want to make yours to be, you can always do that. Do you understand? But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to make it a straight cut senator gown. Now, what I mean by straight cut senator gown, look at it. Whatever you have at the hip, put the same thing at the full length. Do you understand what I mean? Since we have 38 here is also going to be 38. Are you seeing it? Then let's impute the 2 inches allowance. Okay. So what that means is, look at it. Here is going to be straight like this. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So now let's connect other parts. So in order for you to connect, all you have to do is, look at it, guys. From here, are you seeing it? Okay. Then connect back to here. Are you seeing it? So if you don't know what else to do, if you think your hand cannot give you a perfect, you can use your rule, even though sometimes the rule is very sharp. Or you can also do it this way. Now look at it. This will help you to get, which after everything you will now do what? Connect. Have you guys seen it? This is how to get a senator gown. Okay, remember what I told us. If you want to make yours to be a pencil senator gown, all you have to do is to look at it. It's very simple. All you have to do is to, from this particular point, when you get this point, that is the same thing as the hip, just step back with how many? 1.5. Now when you get back with 1.5, all you have to do is to simply connect. Are you seeing it? Connect, and you have gotten your pencil gown. Now for A line, all you have to do is to extend with let's say just the same thing, 1.5 to 2 inches to 3 inches. Do you understand? At the end of the day, now look at it. Let's say I've extended it. All you are going to have here is, look at it, from here connect to here. Are you seeing it? That gives you what? A line senator gown. Okay, but like I said, we are going to be using the straight cut. So the next thing we are going to be doing here is the neck, which is very, very important. So you have to measure the neck of your customer. But when you are drafting it, we usually have this standard we use for adults. Like for adults, the width of the neck is supposed to be 2 to 2.5 inches. But I would advise you to everybody here to use what? 2.5 inches. For kids, is 1.5 to 2 inches, depending on the kid. Remember, kids, it doesn't have to be tight or anything. So even if it's free, when you use 2 inches, it's okay. Do you understand? Now look at what I'm saying. For this particular person of this size, I'm going to be using 2.5. But when you are making for big size, plus size, please use 3 inches for the width. Do you understand? So if this is the width 2.5, all I have to do is to use a ruler and get a straight line like this. Are you seeing it? Because what I'm about doing, I'm about getting the neck block. So next thing we are going to be marking is the depth of the neck. Please, not minding the circumference of the neck, all I will advise you is either you use 3 inches or 3.5 for the neck depth. Do you understand? Now, why are we doing it like this? Depending on what the neck circumference is, whatever you use here, in a situation whereby you finish and it's not enough, you will also have to retrim it in order to get the perfect neck. Do you understand? Now, but when you finish and you notice that the neck is a little bit more than, it's okay. Even if the neck is more than with 1 inch, it's actually okay. If it is more than with 1.5, it is okay. Do you understand? Maybe when we are going to be doing the practical, sewing practical, I will show us more things. Now, next thing we are going to be doing is, in order to form the neck cuff, all you have to do from here, just something we did at the armhole. Are you seeing it? Is how many? 1 inch. Are you seeing it? Then from here, you also do the same thing from here. But this time around, it's not 1 inch. It's how many? Half inch or quarter, depending. Now look at it. Are you seeing it? What am I using here? Half inch. So all you have to do is to connect. Are you seeing it? From the midpoint here, connect. Are you seeing it? Then connect back like this. Then do the same thing here. Connect and connect back like this. Are you seeing? I formed kind of circle on the neck, which is very, very nice. Are you seeing it? So the next thing we need to do is to use our scissors and then cut it off. While cutting it off, please, you guys shouldn't make this mistake of trying to cut both of them out. It is like error of the highest. See, just hold it like this. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? Now, next thing I want you to do, which is very important. Now, look at where this thing is. Are you seeing it? This part, are you seeing it? Look at where it is. So, all I want you to step down with how many? 1 inch. Okay. So now you step down with 1 inch. Look at it. Let me release this thing so that you understand it better. Are you seeing it? Just like a normal neck. So all you have to do is to connect this way. Okay. So next thing you have to do is to cut it off. So when we are done, as you can see, we've actually formed the neck. Are you seeing it? We have formed the neck. So next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be cutting off the shape. So let's cut it out. Are you seeing it? We are done cutting it out. But we are still going to, I'm still going to show us how to cut the facing. Do you understand? I'm still going to show us how to cut facing. It's not hard, it's very, very simple. So guys, I'm going to be teaching us how to cut both the front yoke and the back yoke, depending on what you want. Do you understand? So look at the back yoke. Are you seeing the shape that we have here? I want you to know that the shape can also change. It can also be curved like this. Are you seeing it? It can also come in any form, like it can also come in this form. Are you seeing it? This form. Look at it. Are you seeing it? The same thing to the front. Any shape you want. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to be doing exactly what we have here. Do you understand? Okay. So this is our material. We're going to be folding, and we are also going to be separating the front and the back. Okay. Please, I want you to know something. As you are separating this front and the back, always try to get your midpoint. Mark it out at the back. Are you seeing it? Also mark it out in front. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Very, very important you mark it out. So let's separate them. So now look at it, guys. Fold this. Are you seeing it? We are cutting out the front facing. Are you seeing it? Fold this way. Now when you are folding, you now be like, how many am I going to fold? Make sure whatever you are folding is more than from here to the shoulder. Are you seeing it? Make sure it's more than from here to the shoulder. Do you understand? Then talking about the width, obviously now it should not be more than here. Are you seeing it? Just depending on the design you want. So look at how we are going to be doing it now. Now I'm going to be placing my front on the one I folded. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now look at it. Place the front on the one you have folded. Use your pin and hold it firm. Okay. Now you are done holding it firm. Something I want you to do is, remember this is the middle part. Are you seeing it? Now because when we fold, see, when we are cutting out this, you also have to add allowance for folding when you want to prepare the yoke. So that allowance for folding, you can add like from 1 inch to 2 inches allowance. Do you understand? Depending on what you want to use. Look at it. From here, I can add 1 inch or more than or 2 inches. It doesn't still matter. Do you understand? So let's say in this case now, what I add is 1 inch allowance. Are you seeing where it is? Okay. So all I want you guys to do is to use your scissors and trace out what you have. Are you seeing it? This is how to cut face. Almost for everything, not just for senator. Just trace out what you have. Are you seeing it? Okay. Okay, now look at it. When you get to this point, are you seeing it? All you have to do, all I have to tell you is, see, look. Let me still use pin and hold it here, so as for us not to be confused anytime. Now look what I want you to do. Where is the point? Is it this point or this point? This one. Okay. Now, remember, we have a design already. Are you seeing it from here? Something like this. So all I want you to do is look at it. Connect it from here to here. Are you seeing it? Now some of us will be like, how many inches from here to here? It doesn't matter. It just depends on the design you have. If it is coming out so much, you make use of what you have. Do you understand? Now, I'm still going to be showing us something. Now let's say I'm using from here to here. So what it means is, look at it. What it means is, for those that want, that is a must, you will have a particular number. So now look at it. Look at it. If you notice, from here to here is equal. So it means that from here to here is like 3.5 inches or 4 inches. Do you understand? However you want to do yours. So all I want you to do now is to take your scissors and then cut it out. So showing us how it appears on our dress is like this. Are you seeing this particular facing here? Are you seeing it? Okay, I'm coming. Let me pin it together. Okay, now there's something, when you are done pinning it, there's something I want you guys to do. It's okay like this. This is just cutting. I still want you to remember that if we are putting a center bracket, we're still going to cut both of them out. And we're going to cut out up to how many inches? How many did I tell you guys? So we're going to be cutting out up to 9 inches. This is not the bracket length. This is the opening length. The one that will enable you to put your head. So look at it, guys. This can only be done when you are done placing this and sewing it on top. Do you understand? That is only when you can open it like this. And as you open it like this, when you reach here, see what you need to do. Cut out 1/4 inch this side. Are you seeing it? And cut out 1/4 inch this side. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Cut out 1/4 inch this side. Are you seeing it? Cut out 1/4 inch this side. This is how to cut the front yoke. Are you seeing it? Fix it and open up this particular part. So let me teach us how to get the back yoke. Please, I want you to know that whatever we did on the front now, is exactly what we are going to do at the back to get the back yoke. So the same thing goes to the back. Fold and place your back. Are you seeing it? Fold and place your back. Then use your pin and then hold it. Trim. Trim out the shape. Remember, this is the midpoint. You can add extra how many? 1 inch. This is the, look at it, this is the midpoint. You can add extra 1 inch to it. So you have to release this side. So depending on the design you need at the back. Remember, if it is still that same design, look at it, it's still that same design. All you have to do is to do something like this. Are you seeing it? Look at it. Just do something like this. Are you seeing it? Then we are good to go. You cut it out. Then in a situation where you need another kind of design, you can also go ahead and do something like this. Look now. Are you seeing? So any design, like you can use any design of your choice. So now let me cut this one out so that all of us will see how this one is going to appear. Now look at it. Are you seeing it? Looking very fine. Now that we are done, let me fold it out. In this case, I usually like to fold just 1/2 inch because of the shape, or even lesser. Okay, are you seeing it? So now let me open the, expand the back, so as all of us can see how this appears. Are you seeing it? So next thing you need to do is to go and sew at the edges. Are you seeing it? And that is it for the back. So is there any question?
So thanks for watching, guys. I want you to make sure you study this particular video very, very well so that you'll be very, very good in cutting a female senator gown. So guys, if you haven't gotten your own book, The Perfect Dress Cutting Guide, I want you to make sure you do purchase yours because it's going to help you. There are a lot of things in the book that you cannot find in the video. So the same thing, there are some of the things you can find in the video you cannot find in the book. So I want you to make sure you buy this book because it has so many charts. Okay, our next is cutting a sleeve for this senator top. So we are going to be having that in our next video. So thanks and may God bless. If you have any question, do make sure you comment in the comment section and your question shall be answered. Thanks and may God bless. Remember, this is a paid course, so make sure you study very, very well because so many people don't have opportunity of watching this video or having access to this particular book. Thanks and may God bless you.